I'm gonna give it a minute to see how many people come in here because I did not put up an announcement for this week. My apologies, but I'm gonna chill and wait to see how many come in since I did not put up an announcement. I know just about everybody's probably out enjoying the weather today because it's really, really nice out. Hey, how are you? I'm gonna give it a second, let a few people come on in. We definitely got a lot to go over because 2024 is definitely not disappointing anyone. Hey, it's Lily. Well, I'm doing well. How are you? Status Tamza. Okay, so I see that it's like 10 people in here. So I'm not going to do the panel this week. I am going to do a panel next week with StreamYard. And hey, everybody. Oh, bonjour. Hey. Hey. I didn't put up an announcement this week, so my apologies, everybody. I'm going to do a panel next week for StreamYard. So it's going to be pinned down in my comments. If you want to be a part of the panel, you're going to have to email me because we only have a small amount of people that we can put on the panel at a time. But all goes well. Whoever doesn't make it on the panel this week, you'll be on the panel for next week. And we'll just, keep going with that. Seeing some new names in here. Hey, how are you, Sharika? Hedgehog Riot. Never seen you in here before. Oh, let's get you out of here right now. Cause you on something real different. Hi everybody. Okay, I see 33 in here. Hey, Kaylin Sade. Hey, Cupid's Bow. Yeah, listen, the trolls are ready. I caught myself not doing a proper announcement this week to see if it would slow them down. And as we can see, it did not. Oh my goodness. Bunny, you're not about to have me in here speaking French. Hey, Lady J. Orlando Hall, how are you? Hey, DeMarcus, Mom. Y'all. Okay, let's get you out of here right now because you just ignorant. Hey. Okay, I see my gang is rolling in. Thank you guys for being present because I did not put out a proper announcement. Okay, let's see. What does it say? It says, Angel, check and find out, but if you announce a video, you don't make as much per video. I was just trying to avoid the little trolls. Interesting. I will have to look into that. Hey, B Scott. got justice for us. Hey, Mystic Reads. Okay, let me go ahead and pin this so this can be at the top. There we go. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. So, okay, so now we got some people rolling in here. We definitely got us some bots in here early, you know, so it looks like they're a necessary evil at this point. We're not able to avoid them. So, y'all, this past week has been very, 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 very interesting. Oh, goodness gracious. 2024 has yet to fail to disappoint y'all. Every week, it's like a new mini series. I don't remember this much going on in a long time. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, let's see. Cupid's bow said, I heard a YouTuber say that, so trying to make sure you get all your coins. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Leah, we can't keep up. When I tell you I had to detox from all the topics because it's like, you know what? I won't be getting any sleep if I try to read everything. So I just took a few days off. Said I checked the temperature outside in 2024 is 2024, and yeah, yes it is. Oh, thank you, Bunny. When I tell you, oh my gosh. So in updates with the whole touring thing with everybody right now, hands down, Nicki Minaj is making history. She's outselling the whole entire genre, not women, not men, but everyone as a whole. And this is a global tour. This is her world tour, so that's saying a lot. So there's so much going on, child. I had to tap out, then I get dragged back in. I'm telling you, Sharika, that's how I felt. I took a couple days off because I'm like, this is ridiculous. Hey, Vibrant One. Hey, Megan. It is so much madness going on. Hey, Aquarius, love. Hey, Nisha. Okay, I see I got an email for a panel member already. That's what's up. So, y'all, goodness gracious. I didn't want to tap into the mahogany thing, but I am going to speak on it because it's just sad to see how much we have to watch the circle that we keep, because these were all people that this young lady knew, and look what they did to her. It's like, how many times do we have to see this happening over and over again? LJC, what's the panel for? Well, the Barbs have requested to do a panel with me a long time ago. So be it that I like to do readings in real time where I pull directly from all of you and I do readings. I wanted to, build a panel to where I can actually interface with you one on one and you could talk to me like I talk to you. Kind of like a way to like circumvent the bots where I can still talk directly to people. So if that helps, because I really do appreciate the one-on-one, candid way that we communicate in here, but we've got, hurdles that are kind of like making it hard for us to communicate. So I figured this would be another way to bridge the gap. And I thank the whole entire Barb's group that came over here because it was their idea for me to do a panel so that we all could talk. Hey, Terry Ellis. Thank you, Aquarius love. Oh, thank you, Megan. Said the blogs really isn't reporting on Nikki's tour. I didn't even know she broke records with that. Yes, I know the blogs aren't per se reporting on her, but guess who is? Forbes magazine is gladly following her and reporting on her sales because she's literally completely selling out these huge arenas. And it's like some of these arenas, she's the first person of color to do so. And then she's the first person of color and the first woman to do so. So, being that she's a black woman who's headlining her own tour, she's out here selling out like major arenas. We're not talking about shows with like 5 and 6,000 people. We're talking about 20,000 plus, and there's not a seat left in the house. So she's really doing her thing. Let's see, how do people get involved in the panel? Stephanie, I have it pinned in my comments where you can email me to sign up to be a part of the panel. And I think we can have up to like 12 people. Whoever doesn't make it this week, they're automatically going to be on the panel for next week. Let's thank you. Thank you, Mystic. You must have seen me on my way to block whoever that was. Because they need to be on the short bus panel. So, yeah, I just want to leave it open to all of you today. You pick the topics. I'll read. I really don't have anything in general today that I want to tap into because I took this week to kind of like regroup and to get myself together because I was tired and I had a lot going on. So now I've got all of that stuff handled. We can go and read into some current topics. If you have cuss words, please do us all a favor and misspell them because YouTube is really watching our chats now, which I feel like they've been doing anyway. But let's say they're aggressively watching our chats. So humor me all day and be very creative in your spelling. I think it'd be more fun to figure it out that way. Say, hey, Angel, did you see where her half sister's talking mess? Talking about Nikki's sister. That's an interesting dynamic. And also, it's kind of interesting because she has music that came out afterwards too. Said I like to hear about Ryan Garcia. Okay, I'm gonna do a full reading on that because I feel like that deserves a full reading. I just wanted to be rested first because that goes off into that mind control stuff. Let's see, Centrally Sassy. Hey, hey, Angel, how are you? I'm doing wonderful, honey. How are you? Said they said they hating so bad. Listen, apparently, alrighty. So no, I'm gonna tap into it. Nisha, I'm gonna tap into it lightly, but that one look for that one to be like a 45 minute to an hour reading because it needs a certain type of dedication. Um, all I can say is, last year the veil was thin. This year somebody forgot to pull it back. Said, I wonder who is the person behind recording Nikki and the assistant. See, I tapped out, so you gotta put me up on what's going on with that. So please tap in on Chris Brown energy towards Depop. Hey, Jocelyn. Said it hit the news today that journalist was going to interview. Yes, yes. It's a female journalist too. I wish I could remember her name right now, but she's been very, very active in going after Jay-Z this past week. And she's saying that she blames him for her not being here. Let's see. Curious about Chris Brown also. Okay. I seen that his I was gonna say his number. His name has been trending a little lately. Um, More so about some the vlogs were saying that he was realizing that he was blacklisted. Let's see. I like that Depop. Okay. Okay, so since that's attached to somebody else, Switty, aka Depop, I like that one. Um, let's read off into Chris and Depop. Thank you. That's her name, Liz Crokin. Absolutely. Thank you, Justice for Us. That's the name of the reporter who's alleging that she has very important information, and she's blaming uh, Captain Camelface for this young lady's demise. What up, though? Hey, don't get me started. As nice as it is outside, God gonna take spring back tomorrow because folks out here doing too much today. So let me anoint my hands because I know this is gonna get interesting when you're talking about adding Depop in the mix. Lord have mercy. By the time it's all said and done, this man probably gonna have cases coming out of Dairy Queen. Listen, y'all knew who I was talking about. Alrighty. Alrighty, Chris. What's the energy between you and Depop? Take me back. Uh-oh. Okay, so Seven of Wands, as y'all can see, flew out, and it was trine, more so in reverse. He's definitely not in a good place with this person. It's like he can't stand up for him. He can't defend him. And this is why this is in the reverse. It's like it's just too much going on. Said, I know, right? It was beautiful yesterday and today. Yeah. Said it's too much going on. He can't protect him at all. This is like taking the opposite stance of Ush, you know? This is somebody who's not going to be popping up in strange places with somebody talking about they woke up with somebody sitting in their bed. He's trying to separate himself by all means. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Oh, wow. So, bottom of the deck is Ten of Wands and Death. That's like, you know, having a lot of hardships on your back, carrying a lot of weight. And it's like that's finally coming to an end. Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior. Him feeling like he's been beaten, tried over and over and over again by the industry. And we already know that to be true because of him having to rebuild himself after being canceled. Hollywood still not taking him back, not taking him serious the way they would have done in the past. So he's like, he can't afford to get tied up with anything that has to do with him. And this is like even apologizing for even dealing with him, you know, being in the vicinity to party with him. You know, he just doesn't want the association at any given point. Brydell, I don't do personals in these lives. You have to contact me for a personal. Oh, Braden, excuse me. I said your name all wrong. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so he's already looking at how hard it is for him to make his money. Okay, Six of Pentacles to the Ten of Wands. He has to pay out more than most to get certain things done, and he feels like he pretty much has put more off into things than most people to maintain. So here it is, the Two of Swords is coming out after the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. And this is showing that, you know, the industry, they cut him off, you know, they ostracized him. And now he's feeling like he's finally coming out of that energy, coming out of that time period. And he doesn't want to go back. He's focusing on work. He's trying to stay out of the way. So, yeah. You got the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. He's seeing how, you know, the demons in his actions are slowing up his money. Him being in this, you know, Big D energy over here was a hangman. It was a downfall for him. And this falls under that Seven of Wands in reverse. Going back to he can't defend him. He can't allow himself to get involved because at the end of the day, defending him would mess with his money, as well as he just don't support the stuff that's coming out. Well, good for you, Chris. So the Empress falling under Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So that's him, you know, considering his options and, you know, wanting to apologize. Oh, wow. So this is putting him in a position to apologize to the women in his life, like his mother, the mother of his children, even going back to Rihanna now that she's a mother. It makes him reevaluate his energy with women. And then you got the Magician here with the Ten of Cups. Then that falls under the Six of Pentacles. And it's like, you know, that's saying that right now he's giving his all into his family and trying to manifest for his family. And he's just looking at, you know, having balance through a new beginning, going through, you know, life with a different pair of eyes. He's older now. He doesn't want to be a part in such, you know, things that he was tied into the past. So it looks like a lot of growth here with Chris. Hi, baby. How are you? So I will say I'm proud of Chris for this, because this looks like a lot of growth. He's saying that he don't want nothing to do with Depop, because everything that's going on with Depop, he can't defend it. He doesn't want to risk the relationships between him and the women in his life, and it's making him reevaluate the relationships that he has with women that are close to him. Where are they getting these trolls from? I feel like this is the budget package. Amazing. Love that for, yeah, Christopher Maurice. Yeah, he's growing a lot. Is there really something going on with him and Tyler? Oh, talking about the water girl. I thought she was dealing with Kylie Kylie baby daddy. What's his name? Travis? Oh, hi, Deb. Thanks for checking in from the UK. So let's see. Let's tap more into Depop's side of this reading. Y'all, that nickname is tickling me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is good for him. He's definitely growing a lot. I love your synthetic wig. You are absolutely hilarious. Damn, the hate is strong. Okay, like I said, let me tap back into this reading. Since you brought up Tyler, let me go ahead and tap into her energy. She's a little cutie. I like her energy. She seems sweet. Okay, so King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. So, King of Pentacles and Eight of Cups is someone who is older and more established. And then you got walking away from a relationship here. What is this? So I don't see that they're together, but he's definitely watching her. She's one to watch, and he's got his eye on her. Because this is a card of watching. Page of Swords. And then the Nine of Pentacles, independent woman. So he sees her as somebody who is making her rounds. He respects her as an artist. King of Cups and the Star. So he has hope for her being a promising new artist. This is saying he's digging her, he's feeling her, but he ain't saying nothing, too much to the public. Okay, so yeah, we go back to this Nine of Wands, which, it popped up earlier in the shuffle. He feels like he's already been ran through the ringer, and he's, gone through things over and over and over again. So, being that that's everything that he's faced, he doesn't want this truth to become her reality. So it's kind of sweet that he sees her as such a nice girl that he would rather watch her and stay, kind of like fall back, because he doesn't want people to be on her and to judge her because of possibly his past. It's like he sees her as like very sweet, almost angelic to a certain sense, and he wants her to have a fair shake at things. So that's really nice of him. He's not being a predator, just pouncing on her like most people do when you're new. Angel, what about his number one dancer? The chemistry between those two is fire. I have to watch more about him and his dancers, because I see the videos that he does with the choreographers. I just seen this with my moderator. My niece, he said, everyone, that's not a wig, that's her real hair. Listen, somebody says that every week in the chat. It's getting to the point to where it's funny. It said, I'm mad y'all had to make an announcement about Angel's hair. That's crazy. I don't know why they do it every week. So let's see. Him and his dancer. Uh-oh. So Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So there's very much a comfortable energy between them that has a stability. Okay, her name is Taylor. Okay, thank you. There's a very grounded energy around them. So when you see the Four of Pentacles, that's someone that feels comfortable with somebody for feel like they've known each other forever type energy. Oh, here go one of the little short bus shorties. Thank y'all. Said, is Chris married? Funny enough. Now, before I show you what hit the table to that is Chris married, you got the Five of Wands, which is a card of conflict and fighting against judgment. So yes, we're back to him, looking at the way people judge him. And the card that fell out for is he married is the High Priestess. So whatever is going on with his home life, he's decided to keep it very secretive because of his past reputation. Queen of Wands, Eight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Page of Wands. So if we're talking relationship energy, that's him being locked in with somebody. and they're working on sowing seeds for the relationship to grow, looking at new avenues and ways to handle, their interaction. I said, this earth is still Turtle Island. We have always been here. I say, I won't deny that. Y'all, where did they find this group that's messing with us today? These bots, goodness gracious. So yeah, like I said, relationship. He's deciding to be very private this time around. And see, Queen of Wands is a very ambitious, very beautiful woman. And whoever this is, they're locked in, they're tied together, but he doesn't want to make any public announcements. He just wants to enjoy things the way that they are. Is it Karuchi? Because he popped back up in her comments and they were seen at the same event last year. Interesting. Interesting. Now, not gonna say it's her, but interesting enough you said that. And you got the Five of Wands, which is physically fighting in secret. Wasn't that something that they were supposed to be accused of? Is it one of the baby mamas? Okay. Thank you, Justice, for us. So let me get this misguided soul out of our chat. There we go. So I take that as an answer to your question, Justice, for us. He's keeping it very quiet, but this is a very solid, understanding about each other's truths here. And I just don't see him in the energy of like any new friends right now. I'm hearing literally no new friends. So he's being very strategic about who he's allowing to be around him in this phase of his life. Um, he can kick it with just about anybody, be cool with anybody, but when it comes to who's next to him, it's like he's dealing with, people that he's already been around. Let's see. Food reviews, honey, we don't do private readings in my lives. You have to book an appointment. There was somebody else that y'all, as y'all see, he kind of, he said what he said, but he died straight past, um, Switty. D-Bop, no, D-Pop, that was what it was. D-Pop, he slid past him. He don't even want to deal with talking about him. Yes, Stephanie, they are. I totally agree. I caught myself not announcing today so that it could possibly slow them down, but as we all see, um, they on our ass till it ain't one. Hey, Sammy said Karuchi is with the actor. She was just at his birthday party. Okay, she was just at his birthday. Captain Camel said, does Riri miss or think about him? Very much so, Terry. These two have twin flame energy that won't be recognized because there was so much that happened to where it's just so much on the line. But the both of them will always love each other. They will always think about each other. They just know that they won't be together. Said these these bots are the worst. If you just said shit, I doubt if that'll do it. Yeah, Chris and Riri first loves. And they really did love each other. So when you go back with somebody like that, you never forget the first person that you really love. Oh man. Not I'll send one and just say it's yours. No. No, we don't want to give them any extra incentives to come over here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Any more questions for Chris Brown now before she goes on to the next person? Yeah, I'm about to get off into the next one. Y'all, the comedy world has been lighting Makisha up. Makisha Mills over there. We try to play with the names a little bit to slow the bots down. I don't think it's working. um, oh, Cardi and Megan are both dropping this Friday. I thought that was very interesting. That's going to be interesting to see how they both trend on Friday. So is Chris involved with? Okay, so is Chris involved with Camel Face and Depop situation? Show me the energy between Chris and their situation. Okay, so you got the Two of Wands here, and then you got Temperance at the bottom of the deck. He's choosing to take balance through a new beginning. Explain. Interesting enough, he's juggling with, you know, thoughts of what he needs to do for his family. What are the labels, angles, both, having both of them drop on the same day? I want to look into that because most of the time, your drop date, your release date is put into effect months before it's ever said to the public. So somebody could have allegedly found out who the other one's drop date was and changed theirs. So we can look into that. Chris, what's your energy between them? Uh-oh. Okay, so justice is falling out in reverse. Why is he concerned about justice falling out in reverse? Oh, King of Cups. Now we know the King of Cups is Depop. This card represents him. He's saying that he sees the justice in reverse. He sees him going down. Unrequited offer. Yeah, here's that unrequited offer, Four of Cups, and the Hierophant. Yeah, he don't think it's looking good for him. And here it is, Ten of Pentacles. I don't see him seeing anything good for Depop. This is the moon, which represents secrets, which falls under the Two of Wands for things and decisions that he decided to do in the dark, things that the public don't know about. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups fall right up under each other. So, yeah. Bottom of the deck, you got the Ten of Swords, the King of Wands, Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. So, oh, see? Yeah, this is T right here. So, Captain Camel Face, okay? Captain Camel Face will be the King of Wands. And then right here, you got the Ten of Swords, which is the ultimate betrayal, something that you can never forgive somebody for. Seven of Swords, covert, sneaky activity. And then up under there is the Queen of Pentacles, which also represents Joanne. So he don't have any good feelings towards anybody that I see in this whole situation. Hey, Elizabeth. Yeah, he doesn't have any good feelings between Captain Camel Face and Depop, as y'all call him. This look like burn baby burn. He's waiting for the day that their actions catch up to them. He feels like a lot of what they did affected, you know, people in negative ways. Captain Camel Face, he feels like to a certain extent he stole his life. He stole his freedom. Let's see. Yeah, justice for us, absolutely. He feels like he stole his Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, the love of his life. Let's see. Okay, there go a real comment. Did Camel and Jolene try to separate him from? That's exactly what it looked like it was saying, and he saw it as he lost his Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. He felt like she was the love of his life, and they ruined his life, allegedly. He never forgave them for changing the trajectory of his life. Let's see. Did they marry? That's saying marry like Mary J. As far as like nuptials, I've cleared off my table of most of these cards, so hopefully I ain't gotta go digging for nothing. Did they marry? Doesn't say that they married, but this is saying that they considered their options. They talked about marriage. They talked about what their life would be like if they were to get married. So they didn't get married, but they definitely considered it. Like I said, he saw this as the love of his life. Let's see. Hey, Yellow Brat. Could you do a reading on how Nikki feels about Tory? And how does she feel about Drake saying free Tory? Okay, I can. I was at an appointment. I'm back. Hey. I don't see that they married each other, but they were planning to get married, to answer that question. Back when the issue happened, Depop had them come to his house to reconcile, and that was back in the day. T. Yes, I remember that because they got caught on jet skis taking pictures. Yes, Nikki did. Justice for us. She said it first. Do you like Dutch bros? I like cool people, whoever, whoever that is. So let's tap into the energy around how Nikki feels about Drake right now. Actually, let's do one better because they both, you know, said free Tory. So let's see what their support is behind the scenes with Tory. So did Jolene ever have a crush on basketball player? Ooh, I'm gonna come back to that one. L. James. Okay, we can tap into Drake and Lotto's little sister. I'm gonna do that one down the line. I see it do a Taylor Swift read. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I mean, she's winning, but okay. So show me the energy behind how Nicki and Drake both feel about Tory. Okay, so first two cards to come out, you got the Five of Cups and you got the Hermit. That's deep sympathy and regret, feeling emotional. They don't like the idea, Hermit, that he's locked away. So they genuinely are grieving him being locked away. The bottom of the deck, I want to show you guys what was just laying here, okay, before I go any further. So you had the World. You got the World here at the bottom, okay? And then you got the Three of Cups. It's like they both know that everything came to an end over a situation that happened while partying. So I feel like Drake isn't friends with Nicki like that. He doesn't show support. It definitely is an odd situation. But it's showing that they both have plenty of love for him. And this is looking like genuine energy. This isn't like, I'm not getting publicity stunt. I'm not seeing any Seven of Swords, any superficial cards. Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. So, Queen of Cups and Ace of Pentacles means that, for the most part, this is a very solid effort. You know, when people actually care, and this is like using my influence, putting my money where my mouth is. Their influence is powerful, right? Because the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. So that's stating that they're getting behind him using their influence, using their words, because they trust and believe that this is a solid effort, because they don't believe that the reason that he's locked up is valid according to information that they're abreast to behind the scenes. Can you tap into the energy around Nicki's half-sister wanting to do an interview at the Breakfast Club? That little girl is hurt. I don't know what's going on with her, but she's going to regret this somewhere down the line. Because, I mean, it's the Breakfast Club, the job to get the scoop and to tell the story. And if she's willing to go on there and be messy, it is going to backfire in the worst way. So, Two of Swords, Seven of Wands, Three of Wands. So, they're looking at somebody who was cut off from the opportunity to stand, you know, and defend themselves over what should have just been an opportunity, okay? So, the opportunity, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is this is very, very interesting, because I feel like even though the two of them don't really talk to one another, they have a pipeline of information that is very accurate between the both of them. And even though they may not be getting the exact same information, both of them are getting accurate information. Yeah. Remember, I said both of them getting very accurate information. Ten of Pentacles to the Ten of Wands. This is someone who is investing in putting the weight in the world on somebody's back. And this falls under the Five of Cups. So, interesting enough to even see that come out under the Five of Cups. It's like they know who this is that is possibly pushing the button, or, you know, electing to make things harder for Tory than they have to be. And this is a person of great means. If you look a little closer at the illustration, you see this is an older established man. He's back here, and these two people over here are talking as if this man isn't staying here, or sitting here rather. This is a figurehead with lots of influence and lots of money. And it looks like the both of them know exactly who it is, and they know that this person put in some very, very strong influence to put this ten of wands on Tory's back. I said the real lawyers, Laura and Jose, are they really for Tory or placed to make sure the appeal doesn't go good? Horse did say everything will be denied on that live. First thing first, we don't listen to drunken horses, okay? We don't get our sights from drunken horses. She doesn't want anyone to really look into this, because remember when she said this is not going to go any further, and then not even 24 hours later, the paper went up that he had a new writ coming. This group is actually, pushing to get things overturned. They're doing the groundwork first. We'll put it that way. If you go in and you show everything that made it ineffective counsel, you show everything that shows coercion between the judges and, the DA allegedly, then it's a possibility that they could have everything overturned that way. But even if it does go to where they have a new court date, they're still doing the groundwork, because there was a lot of things that happened that should not have happened by any standards in that courtroom. And the judge admitted to not doing things in proper protocol. When we were going through Kelsey's testimony, which we're still not done with, we got to see in the sidebars what was really going on, where the judge, was being told over and over again that these are not things being properly, executed by the court. When Tory's guy lawyer was telling the judge, okay, you're referencing things that aren't supposed to be considered as evidence, but then you're playing information without giving people a transcript to read along so that they can follow everything that's being said. So all of that now has to be gone over with a fine-tooth comb. Said that's how Henny laugh sounds too, a drunken horse. Let me go back, make sure I ain't missed too much. Okay, I read that. Looks like Lyracy. Looks like Lyracy to me. Interesting you said that, because that's the person that's behind Captain Camelface. How does Jolie feel about Henny? She was one of the friends that harassed Kelsey while pregnant. Interesting enough. Yeah, I think it's interesting on how no men come to defend Nicki publicly except Wayne and 50 Cent. And it almost feels like the higher beings have sent a message to not mess with her, or there will be repercussions. Well, they've been trying to knock her off the pedestal for so long. It's not that they're sending a message for people not to mess with her, it's that it's costing them too much. You got companies, blowing their budget, and she's out here selling out arenas, breaking records. So it's like, does it really pay for us to keep this going? Says she bites more than she can chew, and she stopped listening to her. Yes, DeMarcus' mom, allegedly. That's how Henny laughed. Okay, now I'm caught up. Said in her testimony, she talked about wait a minute. Oh Lord. See, this is why I know I gotta complete the testimonies, but the testimonies is it's gonna take everything out of me not to laugh at some of this foolishness because it should have never been in court. Says she talked about sucking a good you know what, and they all had to hear innocent. I mean, that should have never even been brought up. Oh my gosh. So she don't give a damn about her. It was just around for the come up. Hey Gucci. So remember that judge made the jury convinced that it was a thing in the transcriptory team didn't want to come out. Yes. And then they kept playing stuff without giving them the transcripts, which was against protocol. Said Nikki has more balls than all the men. She doesn't need to be defended. Let's see. Can you check in to see what Jay Prince should think about Camel? Interesting. What is the meaning of your life? Instrumental conductor? Where are you even coming from with that question? Oh, Lord. Okay, so before I put these cards away, I'm going to ask about how, like you said, how Jay Lee feels, and then we can move on to. I like the question about how Jay Prince and let's see, who is this? Suge. Okay, yep. Did you tap into the energy surrounding Drake and Lotto's sister allegedly dating? No, I didn't. I mean, we can. Drake is allegedly dating damn near everybody, but we'll see. Jay Lee. Cars sticking together, y'all. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. This represents not just love, but abundance and overflowing. So, you know, when you put somebody in a situation to where, you know, they figure like they're winning, okay? Yeah. This is more accurate. See, she went into it on like, you know, I'm a friend slash groupie, you know, I'm in the entourage, so I'm gonna hold it down. So you jumped off the porch, and then here it is, Nine of Swords. She regrets it. It's things that she's not getting sleep over now because it's like now I look like a whole plum ass fool, you know, trying to protect you and to defend you and to step up for you. And now all of this is out here floating around in the street, and I can't go nowhere with my head held high defending you the way that I did. And now the truth is out. Yep. Here we go. So we got the Nine of Swords. Like I said, y'all, no rest for the wicked, no rest for the weary. Five of Wands, because wasn't she threatened physical harm on behalf of the independent woman, the Nine of Pentacles? So you call yourself protecting the bag because you were sowing seeds for a future harvest. You was going to work this situation to see how you was going to make it manifest into new opportunities for yourself. Yeah. Temperance, balance through a new beginning, falling under the Ace of Pentacles. And then boom. Uh-oh, wait a minute. We've got Four of Swords to the Seven of Cups. That's everything being laid to rest. due to not just considering your options, but due to consumption, because the Seven of Cups card also for me is the card of libations and consumption, and this is right under the Fool. So this is like things coming to arrest, being too aggressive, not thinking before you get involved into something, and also having to realize the person that you've been defending all this time is somebody who get that liquid courage in them, and they jump off the porch and they go off the deep end, and everything is coming to an end for this person for arrest due to habits and addictions that y'all keep in secret. So yeah, it looks like Jay Lee she's regretting even allowing herself to be involved on this deep of a commitment to things, because it's like, I caught myself taking up for a friend, defending a friend, and knowing that this could turn into a great opportunity for me as long as I'm around them, working with them. And now it's like, damn, I did all of this, and now what? Show me the relationship between Jay Lee and Henny. Jay Lee and Henny. Y'all look at this. The Magician and the Five of Cups. This is somebody you feel manipulated by, and now you're in deep, heavy sympathy and regret. So Jay Lee ain't win one way out of this situation or the other. Oh, so I don't know the timeline on these two falling out, y'all, but did they stop talking to each other shortly after court? Okay. Seems like Henny only got her hairstylist over there. And it's a new hairstylist, because this ain't the old stylist. Is the Royals putting on, or did they really pull another Diana with Kate? I don't put it past them, because the last thing they gonna do is let you come over there and flip their family as an outsider. So yeah, let's move on to the J Prince and Suge question, because I like that one. Show me the energy around J Prince and Suge. How do they feel about D-Bop, as y'all call him? D-Bop. See what happens when you feel like being froggy. I told y'all. Yep. She was in it for a come up. Well, she didn't come up with much. Oh, okay. So first card out when it comes to how they both feel about D-Bop. This is like, everybody sees it as his end all be all, that, this is it. It's like you might as well just play taps every time you see him coming. Camel betrayed them back in the day. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this represents Cassie, because this is the Queen of Swords, the woman that came through and told her truth, that ended up with the Six of Pentacles. This falls right after the Four of Swords, which means she was the final nail in the coffin that brought deep sympathy, remorse, and regret. So this King and Queen of Swords are not, usually you would look at that as a pair, like a married couple, but they're saying the woman and the man that are coming against him for money, because the Six of Pentacles lies in between. They're saying these two cases, even though they're civil, they represent the beginning and the end for him. This is the energy that I'm getting from both of them about him. So here it is, you know, you got the devil, which is tied to like toxicity. And this falls under this Four of Swords, which is like his actions, this negative stuff that he's tied into is his undoing. Honey, if you think this channel is doing witchcraft, why are you here? Let's get you out of here. We don't do witchcraft over here, and we don't allow a certain level of stupidity either. Skip on down the road. Let's see, Sanvi. Jay Prince lives on an island with no extradition, so whatever comes out, he won't be extradited. Also, Shine is over there as well. The one that took the blame for Depop and the other Bang Bang situation with J-Lo. Yeah. And interesting enough that you brought that up, Sanvi, the lady who was injured, you know, in the face due to that situation with J-Lo, she's come forward, I want to say like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I don't think it's longer than 2 weeks ago. She came forward on TikTok and she told the story, and she, you know, went through the whole rundown of how she saw him actually pull the pow pow. As always has said that it was him. He even had her doctor to testify that that's what she said before she went into surgery. So I thought that was very interesting that the new lawsuit with Little Rod, that he mentioned that Depop's claim that he did, you know, pow pow the club. I thought that was very stupid that he would tell him that. You got this far getting away with it. Why would you implement yourself? So what is the energy amongst the other female rappers like? It's Lotto, Cardi, the horse towards each other minus Nicki. Interesting. Okay, let me stop reading because this is a whole bunch of trolls. Yes, these trolls sound crazy. Yes, they do. Circumstances never matter. Goodness gracious. But that's their whole point of being here. They want to be in destruction, destruction to a distraction to keep us from tapping in with one another. So let's see. Let's see how the other girlies are feeling about each other. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you like this: when it come down to the money, these girls gonna be just like the girls in the strip club. Anytime another attractive woman comes around, they know it's gonna affect how they make money. They're gonna get cagey because money is not plentiful the way it used to be. Hey, Amaya. So how do the rap girlies feel towards one another away from Nicki? Show the general energy of how they feel about each other. Okay, so King of Cups is a lot of these people, even if they have admiration for each other, King of Cups doesn't show how they actually feel. Yes, it is ridiculous. Oh, you watch me from Nassau, Bahamas. Hi, baby. Thank you for tapping in. Yeah. Ooh, not look. Now you know it's gonna be some shade when you see these two together. King of Cups and the Four of Swords. They're cordial to one another for the most part, but they're all looking for each other's downfall. And that's because they're not making money no more like they used to. They need each other to fall off to make a couple extra dollars. This is sad. So the King of Cups was giving fake love. Yeah, yeah. Somebody smile in your face and wish you the best, but behind the scenes, this is what they really hoping for, an early retirement. Told y'all money ain't the same. Six of Pentacles, unearned income. Why are they worried about an unearned income? Because Six of Pentacles is like large lump sums of money that's given to you without working. King of Swords, that represents the label and business people dealing with lawyers. So let's talk about if this is like signing bonuses, or if this like underhand money being paid. This is advances. So you got Four of Pentacles that falls under this King of Cups, which represents stability. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles. Y'all, when I say this gets so petty, Seven of Pentacles falls right under the Four of Swords, which means, like I said, you want somebody to lay a rest, to sowing seeds for a bigger harvest. These girls, man, you're talking about fake love. They don't want each other to win at all. I don't care what they say. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Swords. They would genuinely make it a lot further if they work together from a real place. Gavin, what question do you have? You talking about, can somebody answer your question? What's your question? So I'm convinced that most of them have to get sponsored to keep up with their lifestyle. And listen, I'm glad you said that, because this will represent a sponsorship, because this is like unearned income. And then here it is. This represents like business entities, lawyers, fractions of companies coming in sponsoring you. So yes. So this is more so what it's about, because the music isn't selling. They know only a certain amount of girls can get into those top spots to get that sponsorship. Yeah, so these rap girlies are having the red light specials and beyond for music, for favors with the labels and execs. You're saying that to me as a question. Let's see. Yep, it's giving those Dubai trips on the side. Okay, I can take a break now, because is there an X ring within the industry artist? Justice for Us, a very big YES, allegedly. And why so many people are nervous is because these current cases that are coming out in civil court, they're shining a light on this type of activity. All of them 360s. Let me see. So all of them 360s, the numbers not looking right. Yeah, the math ain't not mathing, and they go against the queen. The narratives are starting to get played out. Now the true talent has to show. They have none. Okay. So, yeah, let's tap into, because I tapped into that question about the ring a while ago, but it wasn't necessarily for the rap girlies. It was more so for reality TV. But at the end of the day, everybody's tied together by the same, strings that are pulling all these puppets. Okay. Whew. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, so let's tap into, if you old school and you street for real, you know why I picked these rose cards. An old street term would be a rose or a strawberry for ladies of the night, okay? So we're going to use these rose cards to tap into information that could be pertaining to an alleged organization. We'll say that. Joe said it best. The best way of wrapping the commercial direction is, yeah, yeah, it's. So, alrighty. So let's look into this this that type of ring. Let's see what it is. That Roxanne, you don't have to put your red dress on tonight. Oh. Ooh. Oh yeah, Niecy. They used to call them roses and strawberries. So the limo, the limo represents the chariot, which is the vehicle that can get you from point A to point B in this situation. But at the bottom of the deck represents the villain. The villain also is the card in this deck that represents the devil. So we're talking about the vehicle, which is pretty much the system that operates under this devilish type energy. So 5 of rings, King of rings. Y'all, the rings represent cups, okay? So when you, not cups, excuse me. Rings represent pentacles. So y'all, sadly enough, like rinse, wash, repeat. You've got a wealthy man who's finding girls in poverty. And poverty doesn't necessarily just mean that you're out of money. People can be spiritually and mentally impoverished as well. So here this man is coming to offer this diamond in the rough, this commitment. And rings represent contract, the undying, never-ending contract. So now that you've got this system that goes out and finds these broken women, okay? Not just broke women, but broken women. And when they don't make the cut, they get what? Sent home, right? But to get sent home after going through all these hoops and hurdles, so I love your acronyms. Honey, I got to be creative because they be on my head over here. So here it is. When you go through all these hoops and hurdles, right? Because as you can see, this person is blindly letting somebody take a shot at them. They're hoping that that shot is spot on. Okay, so you did all of this to get in this contract, to get this negotiation, and then after you do all these things, you get sent home. So could you imagine, yeah, women who live by the dollar and not respect. Could you imagine being tied up in something like this and still being casted out? And then you got 6 of mirrors, which represents silver lining. So Six of Mirrors is the, your career taking off, things going swiftly into the next level, right? And but then you've got the Nine of Mirrors, where you see where it says blindsided at the bottom. Hold on. This is let you know that everything that glitters is not gold. You get your career, you get in there, you think, oh, okay, I'm gonna make this money. I'm in the in crowd now, I'm winning. And then everything is not what it's cracked up to be. This is somebody very well manicured, got their makeup done, and they're crying. Why are you crying about this opportunity? Hey, Avid Chatter. Let's see. So, single mom, Queen of Rings. So this would be Queen of Pentacles, but it came in reverse. So these are people who either have to sacrifice motherhood or they have to, give up children for this commitment. Page of Rings, which pages represent children and messengers. So you give up your child, give up your children, give up the life that you have to win, right? And some of these people, sad to say it, they sacrifice. And there it is, blindsided. All the things that you got to give up to attain and maintain what you get. Let's see, Avid Chatter, let me go back. Says, sorry, I missed the last live. My cousin. Oh, you don't ever have to apologize for anything like that. Family comes first. Our condolences to you. You were where you were supposed to be. Said that's why Mary didn't have any. Yeah, justice for us. As you can see, if this was a womb, this womb would be in reverse. So, whether things happen where there is a natural situation that causes this, or you are forced to do this, it falls right under the vehicle. This is literally sacrificing children in your womb to get to where you need to go. And all of this, you see these two courting, dating in secret, the moon. So a lot of these people get these opportunities, they get into this life and they don't realize what they really have to do when they get in this life. Nobody told them that they would be on call, so to speak. So who is this reading about tonight? I was asked, Avid Chatter, about, is there a adult activities ring in music? So this is me answering the question. Yeah, so here it is, the Optimist. This comes falling right behind the jeweler, which is the person that laces you with this commitment, the execs. So they come in the form of everything that you think you ever wanted. You got your contract, you got your deal, and then you end up finding out what your real job is. And then here it is. You see, once again, courting in secret. It came out, the moon. So like I said, people sign up, they get these deals. They don't know how the money really works. And depending on who they sign with, they allegedly end up for hire, okay? In secret. And this is how they really make money. And this falls under the silver lining because this is what really saves them from oblivion. Said, I believe it. The horse is definitely on the list. Them legs open. like 7-Eleven 24 hours a day. Oh gosh. Said, I wonder if that black supermodel from the 90s have anything to do with that. I know exactly who you're talking about. She says that she doesn't, but I want y'all to know when it comes to fashion, fashion is very much a part of shuffling people around in creative ways. It's built off of that, depending on what country you're in, how early you start modeling and substances they give you to stay thin. It's all of this is somehow tied into the same ball of yarn. It said, did you see that the authorities are reopening the case of also they are reopening Camel Face alleged mistress case. I wonder, does that have anything to do with that reporter? Yeah, so Ruby Rose and Greek God Network girls. Yeah, yeah, yes. The Greek God Network girls, most definitely. Said, is Drake running an operation? Why he buying sexy designer bags? Um, I'm not gonna say he's part of that operation, but him and her have had some interesting times together. We'll say that. Hey, Cashmere. Uh-oh. So, hold on. The producer plant. Okay, so we always know that there's an industry plant. So the producer plant falls right here under this limo and this we're gonna say this womb that's in reverse. So a lot of these industry plants that come in, this is exactly how they usher them right on in. I wonder something. Why does Black Tie keep going over there to Dubai? Is he foul? Shoot, I can't keep up with who all is doing what is. I mean, they are all out of line right now. I don't know why most of these male entertainers are going to Dubai anyway. And if you're going over there to perform, why don't y'all advertise it on y'all social media like everything else? Y'all just happen to pop up over there and say y'all performing. Like, if you go into Paris, you're gonna say you're gonna perform in Paris. You don't just pop up in Paris and say I'm over here performing. Okay, we're gonna say JD. Is JD one of those industry children? He's more so. Oh, excuse me. He's more so like a child of nepotism. His father was already working behind the scenes, as a businessman in the industry, and him being talented, he was just able to slide right on in there. Uh, yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. Not Aquarius love. Which set, the boys or the girls that go over there and say that they're going to perform? Because they all talk about going over there to go do a show, but they never post any advertisements or any pictures from the shows. It's very, very rare to me to see somebody go over there and they can produce a picture from doing a show. Exactly, like Mr. Songs and Mr. Not Mr. E. Mr. Songs and Mr. E fighting over there because Mr. Songs said he was speaking all. Yeah, that now see, I didn't know that's why they were fighting, but wait a minute. How did that even come up in y'all conversation for y'all to be fighting? Listen, you laughing at not Mr. E, but I read it just the way that he be saying the notes. So, oh, be having to do strange things for some change. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as any of them say they're going to Dubai, I immediately think, yeah, yeah, one of them grown folks parties. Absolutely. Lots of money over there in Saudi. Yeah. It's just what are you doing to make the money? Hey, Amethyst Rose. Listen, that Mr. EE almost did it. Something about Mr. EE was drunk and tried it with one of the way. What? See, that's what I mean. If y'all just over there having a good time and performing, how do you even get in these types of situations? And let's put it on the table. This ain't the place to go to get locked up. You get locked up over there for cursing in public, for public like PDA. Like this is not the country to go windmill on each other. Y'all could have touched down and pulled up on each other at the gas station when y'all got back in the States. Like who go over there to be fighting and pulling out dreads? It says Doobie the poo poo on you to make money. Ooh wee. Listen. Ooh. Ooh. I would just have to have a whole new line of work. If it ever got that way, I would just retire. Says, I remember Cardi first came out. She was, yeah. And it looked like she had been doing everything under the sun and was drained. Isn't that when she put that video out where she was crying about coming into a certain circle, we'll say? And she had just shot that video for Bodak Yellow. I remember that. She sat over there in the desert crying. So to answer your question, absolutely. There is an adult ring somewhere doing adult things. And that's pretty much what's keeping the industry afloat, allegedly. So a girl ran over there after the R. Kelly case. Said she sure was crying and talking, crying and saying that she wished she did go back to being a regular person. I remember that because she was crying to the point where I'm like, well, what the hell happened? Like you literally just shot your first video. Why are you crying? Said, do I listen to Billy Joel? I listen to some of everybody. Yeah, I remember that. And she came out several more times talking about the powers that be and talking about how they probably gonna take her out for talking. But she wouldn't have it any other way. She's not going to walk away anytime soon, even though um, things ain't working out the way that it was for before. So you can't find that video anywhere now. It's been erased. I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody would possibly have to have it downloaded because you're right. I haven't seen it in a while, but I never forget. She cried. Her nose was running, and she was sitting out there in the desert talking about how she pretty much regretted going after fame. Yep, said crying because she didn't like having to be a private dancer. I wouldn't either to have to do some of that strange stuff they had them doing. It's got to be a cutoff somewhere. Let's see. Let's see what else y'all got for me. Lord have mercy. The bots are botting like never before. I'm waiting to see some of my actual people comment. Okay, hey Bria. So can we tap in on the boxer Ryan Garcia? Thank you. Somebody asked about him a little earlier. I wanted to wait a little bit to get some more people in here. So I think we're pretty solid at this point. Ryan, what deck do you want to use? Okay, I'm going to do his like an alter ego reading, guys, because I want to read the energy of before when he came forward to give the information and afterwards when he started saying that he wasn't going to talk about anything else. Jay Fox, did they try to send him to glory? How do you think Megan is going to do on tour? She just announced. I don't think she's going to do bad, but it is, people are going to be surprised that the venues are not as big as they expect. Ryan Garcia is a boxer. I am going to do the whole thing as a video. I'm just going to do a slight tap in. So show me the energy. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, he was approached by somebody, Seven of Swords. Very, very sneaky, conniving energy. This is before he spoke. So you got Four of Wands, Six of Swords. Yeah. He was brought in to make a choice that would lock in his stability and help him to go to the next part of his career. Now, I'm not going to go too far deep into this because I am going to do a deep dive reading. Star, King of Coins. Okay, so whatever this was they needed him to agree to was going to help, you know, bring hope to him becoming a star and lock in his finances. But pay attention, these are fallen stars. It's literally like he had a meeting with the devil. Let's see, a whole case with Pastor Whitehead and okay. Yeah, so here's that Seven of Swords energy, y'all. Six of Cups. They approached him through somebody from his past, through energy from his past. And it was very covert the way they got him to even agree to go into such a meeting. Okay, why did he say that he will only talk about work? Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands comes out in both decks. This is, you know, the infrastructure behind him that is telling him to focus only on the money. The Lovers, which also represents choice, and the Ace of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. The Hangman, the Nine of Swords, Death. This is the energy behind why he chose to just speak about work. So I'm not going to go any further. the rest will be in an actual reading on Ryan Garcia. But this is very, very deep, dark energy. And I don't see where he's not aware of what he was saying, like the claims he was making. It's almost like he was recalling what happened in real time. Let's see. Well, Camel's wife bought a church a couple of years ago, so you might be on to something. Hold on, let me go back, see what I missed. Okay, so I didn't miss much. Okay, I see somebody here from Uganda. This is not a commentary channel for that type of question, sweetie. Ooh, yeah. That Garcia energy is heavy. Let's see, what else do y'all have for me? Okay, say I just want to spin something. What if Mr. Camel and Mr. Take That, and others are moving girls and guys around from here to the islands and Dubai, and then, you know what? I think you're on to something there. I think you're on to something there. And see, here's something, justice for us, that most people don't think. When you buy those big giant homes in those mega churches, a lot of them have infrastructures underground where, like, they're built on bunkers, and there's ways to travel from place to place to place without ever being seen. So, for us, we would have to go get in the car and go somewhere, out here. But for certain channels, certain things, they have underground railways and tunnel systems, and they're very elaborate, allegedly, where they can travel and they can take, possible people, money, tangible items, and move them from place to place and never be seen. So I think you really, really got something there with that one. Krishan had a panic attack and had to go to the hospital. What is WAC really doing to her behind the scenes? Sam V, he called for her life to be ended. So I don't see how he was able to say that during the interview and get away with that, because that's considered, a terroristic threat. What is the energy behind Meg? And over here we call her Henny. The energy between Henny and Cardi. Is there any real beef brewing between them? You missed the reading from earlier, sweetie. They 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 deal with each other the way that they have to, and in the most shallow way possible. It's all about work. Behind the scenes, none of these girls really like each other. So is Ryan going to show up to the fight that he has coming up? Some readers said that he just wants the money from the fight. Well, he's been instructed that that's all he can be concerned about. He can't speak on anything other than that. So the concerts are where they're laundering money. Not necessarily, Avid Chatter, because everything has become so digital that most concerts, depending on what you're going to see, you pull your phone out and show your phone, and they can scan the ticket on your phone. So it's not as easy to go through there as it is the churches, because the churches hand over fist have cash every week. And it's a lot easier to clean things in places where you have large volumes of cash. Church and houses of ill repute always have huge amounts of cash. But in a church, it can be clean, allegedly, as a charitable donation. Said the house that Bonnie and Clyde bought last month is like that. Interesting. Said the churches just help with the tax exemptions. Um, well, here's the thing, tax exemption is only part of it, because anything that you donate to a 501c3 is an automatic exemption. Now, if that church has, let's say, let's say it's a mega church. Let's say that church has $1 million in cash every Sunday just laying around without having to go into the safe. If you need to clean your money, you could bring it in there, switch it out, leave out, and whatever the difference is that you're supposed to pay them to clean that money, they can write it off as a taxable donation. And who would know? Allegedly. Someone behind the set sneaked and recorded Nikki Seaman irritated with her assistant. Boy, these folks with their phones. Yes, like laundromats, for example. Absolutely. Cash in, cash out all day. There's no way of knowing how much goes in and out all day unless it becomes cashless and you got to come in with the card. But even with the laundromat, you get a card and you have to pay money into a system to load the money onto the card. So those types of places is very easy to float things in and out. If I want you to clean two for me and you charge me, $3.75 to clean your two, and now you walking out with, just under like 1.7 something in clean money, and all you had to do was sign off on some paperwork and it says that you donated X amount and it was a, taxable donation, who's going to know exactly how and what you donated? So it makes me wonder about, said Medea and Miss Omar and her school, because these young girls keep, yeah, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Also, we got to look at some of these entertainment companies that are opening up their own studios. Where are the studios located? Are some of these studios not far from railroad tracks, if you get what I mean? Because when you look at those certain military camps, okay, the people that show up after disaster, they're always near train tracks. So you got to start looking at, if this is an old military facility, like where are these places located? Because that means something too. So I'm going to assume Bonnie and Clyde are. It's very few that aren't. When you get to a certain tax bracket, there's very few that aren't. So OMG, yes. And I discovered that story didn't fit the truth about the Underground Railroad. Well, the Underground Railroad don't fit the truth because some of us that look like this were already here. And more so than anything, what they did, I'm assuming, I'm going to say this is my opinion, they transported children. So let's say you go to Canada and you take children up there and bring them down here, and then you take children from here and you take them into the islands. It's a different land to them. They don't know the mass, they don't know the customs, they don't know the language. And it's a lot easier to do it that way than it is to bring somebody from overseas over here in such rough, choppy waters, and it's salt water that you can't really um, clean the way you need to drink out of it. The the numbers that they said that they brought over here are very, very inflated. We'll say that. Even with the transport, it's easier to go from Africa to South America. It's closer. So I keep saying, how did she do what she claimed she did with two severed neurological disorders? Yes, Angel, that's what I got from it. And they feed us this story to have us celebrating a lie. Well, America was built on some of the greatest lies ever told. I mean, we're just now learning what's inside of what do you call the place? Niagara Falls. The government won't let you go into Niagara Falls, but when you get between certain areas, you can see that there are what appear to be temples and hieroglyphs and you know pyramids, and there's actually pyramids in the Americas throughout Central South America, and some of the mounds in the southern states that are older than the pyramids in Africa. So yeah, they will never tell us the full truth about who was where and who was doing what. Hey, Zesty Fireman. Yes, a lot of melanated people were already here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, once you get to saying things like that, then you can't tell people, well, go back to here and go back to there, because 9 times out of 10, the person who has the gall to tell you that, they're children of immigrants. That's why so many people in this country, you can only trace back your heritage so far, because a lot of your heritage didn't come from where they told you it came from. Said I want to ask about that, but I didn't know if you wanted to tap into that kind of ancient history or energy. I'm open. I'd rather tap into that stuff than some of this stuff in the industry, because believe it or not, a lot of the sciences and the things are interchangeable, and they use the information from things that they hide from us because they know we don't know any better. So my question is, where is one of the slave ships? Avid chatter, good question. What I've been hearing throughout the years, which I found highly laughable, is that most of them could not sustain throughout the years through salt water. So it's like, you mean to tell me y'all built ships to bring folks over here that couldn't sustain salt water, but random pirate ships just happened to float on by, crew been gone for hundreds of years? You mean pirates had better ships than the ones that they brought over here for business? Remember that church discovered those tunnels in it recently? Yes. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. Right. I have seen one slave ship in a museum. It should be a whole ton of them when they're telling you they brought millions and millions back and forth. We should see them over here, and we should see them abroad, because it wasn't just from Africa to here. There was even a bigger trade going off into European countries, because a lot of the Arabic traders didn't go by race. They took whoever they could throughout Europe. So it was bigger than just, people of color. They just want you to think that. Well, Nisha, people have to understand that there are melanated people, Aboriginal people all around the world. We're everywhere. See, they also never gave us a birth certificate, and when they did, it was boy, girl, no name. Well, Sam V and my family, because up until 1960 in the southern states in Michigan, I mean, excuse me, the southern states, I stay in Michigan now, the southern states in United States of America. So pretty much everything right under the Mason-Dixie line. Until 1960, it was against the law to be considered anything other than black, white, or mulatto. And mulatto didn't mean that you were a mixture of black and white. It just meant that you were an admixture that they could not quite explain. So you could have been any races mixed together, but that was, the term that they used. And it was a very ugly term. That's why people don't like to use it now, because it means that you're supposed to be a mixture between a mule and a horse. So it was a way of, calling you a beast. So, speaking of that, with the rapper Lotto, when she was fighting back and didn't want to change her name, this is why people took offense to her rap name, because mulatto stands for a mixture between a mule and a horse. So she may not have been taught that. She may not have known that. She probably only knows that, oh, it means that you're a white black mix. That's not true. So hopefully she knows better now. But she was very stubborn and holding on to that. Let's see. That story couldn't hold a cup of salt water. Justice for us. Hey, I thought it was funny when I heard it too, because the person who said it was a historian, and he said it like he knew it made sense. Said, I know there were the Titanic, but not one slave ship has made it. Well, when they claim that they made it, Avid Chatter, they always show the most beat up ship that they can find on the outskirts of the Carolinas. And the ship is so beat up that it has like one sail, three planks, and like a half a piece of the galley left. They never can say that they found a whole ship intact, which I find to be crazy, because my people, a lot of them come from out of the bayou. And if you see how those houses are built up over that water where it's like stilts, and those houses are like that for generations, if those houses can still be down there in the bayou like that, it's no sense in telling us that a ship can't make it through salt water. Said my family never talked about slavery or anything. My great grandmother always talked about being native and being dark skinned black woman. People don't like to believe. Well, that's because people got to understand all indigenous people are not a certain complexion. And then coming, depending on the generation in the Americas, all Aboriginal people in America have an admixture anyway, due to, you know, colonization and the byproducts of colonization. So, you know, a lot of people, if they knew the history of their bloodline, they would know that it came from unfortunate incidents that they became lighter. You see, can you do a reading on Haiti and what's going on over there? Um, I could do a light tap in, but I don't really want to tap in for the most part, because Haiti has a lot of spiritual energy. And when you see things like this happening, the people who are very tapped in spiritually, they go to work. Let's see, Avid Chatter. And Asia is literally a swim away from Africa. So where are the ships? I agree. They've even found people darker than me in Asia and haven't found a ship. So, hey, they say because I feel like it's connected to what you were talking about. The spirits of the ancestors are about to start kicking up, and it's gonna start looking like weather situations. That's all I can tell you. Avid chatter, allegedly the Titanic wasn't the boat that actually sunk. It was the sister ship, the Olympic. I've heard that, Justice for Us. And allegedly it was possibly an insurance job. Wink, wink. Yeah, black used to be a derogatory term also. Absolutely. Because it meant absence of existence. Christopher Columbus couldn't make it here in one piece, and he supposedly had several boats, but somehow, some way, they were able to get millions of well-fed Negroes on ships. Well, if you read his manifest, which is in the Smithsonian, it's still there currently. His manifest says that when he came to the Americas, his plan was to get 5,000 on his boat to take back for sale and purchase. So every time he came over here, if you look at it that way, he came over here to take so that he could sell to Europe. It was never about, oh, okay, it's the new world and let me go see what's over there, because he had a Moor that helped him to set sail. So if the Moor knew how to get over here, that meant that they were not lost. The Moor had been here many times. The Moor was able to translate the language of the local Aborigines, which means, once again, the Moor had communicated with these people or possibly shared a lineage with some of these people. Either way, the Moor was very, very comfortable coming to the Americas. So how could he be comfortable coming here if you had never been here before and y'all just traveled and made a mistake and landed somewhere? Said I'd love to know if the truth will ever come out about the truth of whom Black Americans really are. Can you read that? I've never thought to read anything like that. I'm gonna try just because you asked. That's a deep one. Just because you asked, I'm gonna try. Black Americans, POWs, yeah. Let's see, that lady that was on the Titanic said it never sunk. She said it had a leak. That goes back to what I said about possible insurance. Because y'all, JP Morgan allegedly was over the Titanic. JP Morgan also ended up being over the Federal Reserve, which is not an actual federal bank. So if we put that together. Exactly, there is a whole town still intact down at the Lake Lanier, yeah. Be aware of the words. Native isn't Aboriginal. Absolutely not. We aren't natives, we are Aboriginal. I'm glad that you said that, Justice for Us, because a lot of people don't understand you can be native to any land in which you were born, but it doesn't make you Aboriginal to that land. Native just means you were birthed of that land. So the Haitians will never get any support from America because they were the first people to gain their independence from the Queen, and the Americas in bed with the monarchy. Very great point. And not only did they get their freedom, they fought twice and they came up with the money. They did what they tell us that we don't do, which is get along and actually fight for a purpose for our people. Show me the energy around the origin in this country and the truth coming out about the Aboriginal people. Show me the energy around this subject. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to have to do that again. That's a whole lot. That's, I want y'all to see that. That's almost a book. Hold on. Okay, Eight of Wands. That's a message coming in swiftly. Also, everyone, I want you to pay attention to some of the things that President Obama put into effect on his way out the door, because he did, if I'm not mistaken, he did do a document for the Aboriginal people. Not to change the subject, but can you tap into Henny is using snakes symbolizing and the connection. Okay, Kashmir. Two of Wands. Okay, so something's happening because a choice has to be made soon. King of Swords. That's somebody coming through to tell the truth. Someone who's analytical, possibly political. Why? Because they don't give us the truth for nothing. Why? What is this? The Chariot, Six of Pentacles. So when you got the Chariot, and I want you to pay attention, you know, to the color of her clothing, okay? The Chariot is not just moving forward, okay? When you look at biblical texts and history, the Scarlet Whore, okay, coming forth for the money, that represents a system, a beast system, almost like a banking system. What is it about this banking system that's going to force somebody to have to tell the truth? Justice. Justice and the Lovers. So that's like the scales being balanced over a choice. And this is coming faster than we know, guys. It's attached to the banking system, allegedly. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is rushing in swiftly with a message, falling under Two of Wands, which balances on a choice made about ships coming in. Now, so remember, we were told that we came in on ships. Card of Truth. Why is this card of truth coming out attached to the banking system? Eight of Swords. This is being held in bondage. King of Swords. Somebody is going to tell the truth about being yoked, held in bondage. This is somebody higher up, guys. Now, remember I said this has to do with the banking system. Scarlet Whore also represents a certain church that's in Europe. All of this has to do with large amounts of money. This has to do with, I want to say like archaeological, like, not just digs, but we're talking about priceless artifacts. The Empress. Now, the Empress represents the mother of, birth of. So this is looking like civilization. There's something to do with the banks and archaeological items that are tied to everything that has to do with these ships coming in. Yeah. You see this? The truth will come out when they sever ties, when they walk away from us. They're about to flip this banking system, allegedly. What does this have to do with telling the truth? See this? The moon. Secrets are going to be laid to rest. Judgment. Judgment is falling under the Eight of Swords. So judgment also represents karma, karmic judgment, the laws of reciprocity, and the universe. And this is why the truth must come out. King of Swords over the Eight of Swords over judgment. This is feeling like the energy where they say the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is a third party involvement, but it also represents celebrating over this bounty or these blessings that came in from overseas, which are falling under this banking system. Six of Cups, the Lovers, and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like if they tell the truth about, I'm trying to cover this Lovers one because, you know, YouTube be cutting up about certain cards. Okay, so if they tell the truth about past choices and decisions that were made, it's going to bring the money to a crawl. So that's why they're not going to tell the truth until this banking system is about to collapse, because it's all attached to the money. And that makes sense because right now you've got a lot of places that are arguing about reparations. And they're steadily saying, oh, well, you don't need reparations, you don't need reparations, even though the United States is giving out reparations and are still giving out reparations to multiple groups. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Said happy 2.64 subbies. Thank you. I didn't even know it went up again. Thank you so much for telling me. Well, open source, it's going to be bigger than Haiti being punished for being the first black country to get its independence. The ancestors, the spirits are going to kick up out of Haiti, and they're going to fight back when the people can't. So we're about to see a lot when it comes down to spiritual energy. And you might think you got to, you know, fix your glasses or your contacts when you start seeing some of this stuff. Let's see. Before I get too far, I want to tap off into this snake energy. I wish I had my iPad down here in front of me so that I could look this up. Because I think that this is, hold on, I want to see if I can take a screenshot right quick. Okay. So I'm going to look this up outside of this live, Cashmere, because I feel like that deserves a lot more attention than just the tap in. But I am going to do my best to answer it now. Let's see. Okay. Said, do we need to take our money out the banks? I'm going to tell you like this, Lionel. Stock your houses up properly. Okay, get as many non-perishables as you can. Develop your green thumb. Learn how to sustain yourself off of things that you can grow. And if you can, grow some items in the house. I think what's going to happen is they're going to flip everything from the cash system that we have into digital, and then that's where it gets tricky. Because once they do that, they could do like how they do over in Asia, certain parts of Asia, not all of Asia, where the new credit score will be the social score. And if you behave a certain way or say certain things, they could ticket you and, shut down your money and things like that. I said, all right, Mark is going to F around and find out, just like Mr. Take That did, messing with them Haitian deities. Listen, I tell people all the time, respect people's beliefs, their cultures, and whatever is attached to them, because you don't know what you're going to bring to yourself. This is because they're going to need that money. They have been separating us from the universal God within. Yeah. Well, see, yeah, hiding it from the original owners. I mean, the way everything was set up from the beginning, we never needed the financial system the way that it is. Yes, there was always wealth, there was always abundance somewhere, but the systems that they came up with is a beast in itself. The feminine energy, I think Henny is tapping into. Okay, she not doing too much of a good job, says running. Yeah, I saw that Joanne had a snake over her eye as well. And see, they don't do any of that stuff for nothing. It's always a point to it. Show me the energy between them and these snakes. What are they actually representing with these snakes? Okay, so y'all, once again, it's King of Cups. They're not being honest about what it is that they're actually doing with these snakes. Collaborative efforts. Why is there always so many crazy people in YouTube lives? They're probably mostly bots. Y'all, this right here is why you do not play cosplay in people's religious rights and beliefs. This Four of Swords. You do not play around in other people's religious practices for this very reason. The spirit realm will not be disrespected. Says, it is sad because an old serpent they did speak. They hissed. Yeah. Now, we just got off of actual chattel slavery, but this is looking like spiritual slavery, attached and bound by, succubus and incubus spirits. Okay? And once again, coming like a thief in the night. Y'all. And he's coming with these two ravens, and ravens are literally, messengers for the spirit realm that carry spirits back and forth. So they're not going to have the type of energy that they're trying to harvest from this. Y'all, the spirit realm is no longer allowing these people to play in their face and use their energy. That would explain the depressed Pop-Tart. Someone should recommend that Henny watch The Serpent and the Rainbow, and she will stop playing around. Yeah, it is too much bad juju. And see, people get to tapping in. This is the one thing I don't like about this new ready-made industry stuff that people are doing. People think just because you cut on your TV and you go on YouTube, okay, well, I see this religion, I like this religion, I see this practice, I like this practice. I'm going to take a piece of this and a piece of this and a piece of this and put it all together. But they don't do any real studying, they don't do any real researching. They don't even know if the entities that they are tapping into and trying to fuse together even work together. You could be bringing spirits of war against each other, thinking that you doing something new aged and trying to get off into this new way of doing things energetically. It's not worth it. Stay out of the spirit realm playing. The Hermit. So Hermit falling under this King of Cups. Henny is taking it really, really, deep to the chest that people are separating themselves from her. She's been instructed, allegedly, not to speak out publicly about people separating themselves. Did you catch the snake on B's new photo of her glasses? Yeah, we were just talking about that. And it's the same one from the advertisement. Every time they run out of agreements, we'll say that, agreements with certain entities, they try to jump into other ones. But entities have the right to deny you access as well. Seven of Coins in reverse. This is a bad investment, and it's falling under Three of Cups. Six of Wands is moving forward towards victory after arrest. So, like I said, it's not a good look for her to play in this energy, because this is looking like the energy that she's tapping into wants to siphon her and move on, allegedly. Two of Wands falls under the Knight of Wands, which is her just moving too fast, jumping in and out, making choices. And her not looking before she leaped led to heartbreak. So, y'all, everything that she signed up for, everything that she tried to get into from the ground floor, become a part of, is backfiring. Hey, Nikki H. Let's see, Defato Calvin, hi. So Henny ain't left no type of offering. She just messing around. This is definitely somebody who's not respecting the rules, and they're being rejected by the spirit realm. Whatever she decided to take part of, I don't think she understands. They got rules on that side too. You can't just play around like that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, DeMarcus' mom. I just saw it. Said the horse has nothing else to sacrifice except herself, mind, body, and soul. Sam V, that's already used up. Allegedly. Imagine help setting someone up over a lie, and her truth has her more locked up than him. Yeah, absolutely. The real question is, are these people doing this knowingly, or are some people tricked under the guise of being positive and their lack of knowledge? Brea, the majority of these people you see at this level, they sign up for this. They know exactly what they're doing. But this feels like somebody trying to take the bull by the horns, and they find out that they're not equipped for this. This is why a lot of practices say you have to be an initiate. You have to go through certain things before you can get into certain realms of understanding. Yeah, definitely F around and find out. She knows not what she do, and she's about to cause her. Yeah, she knows not what she's doing, what she's about to cause her entire bloodline. Yeah, absolutely. And see, that's the thing, because even if you don't have children, when the energy returns back, when whatever you offer has been denied, it's not accepted, this energy has to go back. If it's too big for you to pay the debt, it goes back through your bloodline. And this is why people don't need to play around in this type of energy. So that's why the horse signed over her power of attorney. I think she did that honestly because she stays too up in the clouds, so to speak. And when you're like that, you're able to do all types of things that you don't remember. So she could have signed all this paperwork and not even really remembered what all she signed. It was alleged that during the Rockefeller days that a lot of alcohol was allegedly provided during the time that artists were signing paperwork. And a lot of those people who signed those deals allegedly signed those deals under the influence, which is not supposed to be legal or ethical. Okay? So if that is an actual practice and that was something that was done in her presence, somebody possibly put the straw in the henny and she didn't realize until well afterwards what she did when it hit the internet and everybody got the PDFs and started reading it back. Said, I know one chick that's gonna be initiated 3 times, and each time the person that tried to initiate her was deleted. Oh wow. Needless to say, I got the hell away from her quicker than Usain Bolt runs. Listen, I'm glad you did, because if she was taking it upon herself to get initiated and the spirits were refusing the request, how many people had to suffer from the request being refused before she just accepted that she wasn't going to get initiated? I mean, okay, the first person you could say, oh my God, it was a freak accident. The second, the third, it's like, come on now. All those people ain't just getting snatched up out their body. The spirit realm is denying the request, and chances are, if the people who were going to initiate her were taken up out of their vessel, they possibly had warnings from the other side. They should have been tapping in and asking their spirit guides and whoever they work through, to investigate this person in the spirit before they even tried to initiate her in the first place. See, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people don't understand when you do spirit work, the spirits do have the right to reject you and refuse whatever your offer is. And if the spirits are, very, very low vibrational, they can take your offer and then reject it and then make you offer yourself. So you really have to know who and what you're dealing with, what you're doing, because it's nothing to play with. Let's see. Yeah, it's best not to play around with the spiritual realm. Not at all. It takes a lot of heavy studying, whether you're in the light or the dark, because even if you are supposed to be doing light work, you can mess around and do something wrong and have all types of stuff messed up because you are not studied to show yourself approved. It's you don't know what you're doing, fall back, leave it be. especially right now. Right now, the veil is so thin that it's practically almost not even there. So to do things right now in the spirit realm, retribution comes way too fast. It used to take a lot longer, not anymore. So I've had dreams about spirits. All I can tell you is if it's anything that's negative, always cancel the assignment when you wake up because you don't have to accept what you're seeing. How do you keep yourself protected from lower spirits and lower people? Um, for me, I pray a lot. But I'll tell you this, the difference between prayer and meditation is this. Prayer is when you go and talk to God. Meditation is when you're able to sit and listen. I do a lot of cleansing when it comes to smudging and cleansing my space. Um, I do a lot of cleansing of the tools that I work. And I'm always talking to my angels about, giving them charge over my safety. Because with your angels, they are there to help you and protect you, but they don't do anything for you without you actually coming before them and making a request. And you can always tell them, I give thee charge over me for protection, and they will protect you. That's why Mr. Take That is having issues. He has the deity of a woman and children on his back and does the worst to women and children, allegedly. Absolutely, Avid Chatter, and she is riding his back, whooping them down too. I bet you when he got that canvas done on his back, he didn't think about that bigger picture. Why would you get a champion of women and children on your back the way you treat women? Where did the angels come from, can I ask? The angels came from the heavens. They came directly from God himself. So your spirit guides and angels cannot interfere unless you ask for their help. That is absolutely true. If you want to get closer to your angels and your spirit guides, when you talk to God, ask the Most High to reveal them to you, and make sure that the signs that you talk to the Most High about are things that you don't tell anybody else about. Just keep it between you and God will reveal it to you. Also, like you said, they can't help without, you requesting the help. So you have to tell them that you are requesting help for them. You give them permission. Oh my gosh. John J. Johnson, you eat soap? I'm happy for you. Woo. Said my text didn't mean to send that one out. uh, Justice for Us. I want to re-ask, do you think an angel will come here and make the Vatican release the truth from their vaults? I think that when that time comes, Justice for Us, I didn't even know we were going to go off into this direction, but I love it. I think that when that time comes, they're going to try to mask it as an invasion. That's why they've been playing around in the clouds, because they can only get so high, but the angels can come throughout the different realms. So I think what they're going to try to do is, notice they are declassifying all this information. They had to go on the news. You don't believe me? You're on YouTube. Go look. Last year, March of last year, around this time, they declassified information and said that, don't be alarmed. There is a mothership and many other ships flying around in, pretty much in the sky, in the abyss. And they started to tell us that they had been up there the whole time. So what they're going to end up trying to do is have a war of the heavens and confuse the people and make people think that it's an alien invasion. Allegedly. Let me see. So yeah, pay close attention. If you want to see what's going to happen, pay close attention to the large news affiliates, because they have released a document from the Pentagon last year in March letting us know that we have contact with extraterrestrials, and they are literally floating above us at all times in the clouds. It's all across YouTube if you look it up. Open source. Let me get my popcorn, honey. I'm gonna stay with my popcorn because I told y'all, like, 2024 2024 is unleashing all types of truth. And it's not that they want to all of a sudden tell us the truth and be good Samaritans. They will go to their grave without telling us anything, as they always have, if they could. They have no choice. The truth is coming out whether they want to or not. It's just the way it is, whether they want to or not. Even going to the hospital, you have to be careful about certain types of tests that are run. Be very, very mindful of why they're taking your blood, what's happening. Ask a lot of questions. I don't care if it is agitating the staff. It's your body, it's your health, is your safety. You need to know what exactly is being taken out your body and what it's being used for. Because you got to think about all these different DNA companies that never could actually tell you where you came from. They're selling all those companies right now, and they're not even telling anybody that these companies are getting bought out. So what they did was they put together a surplus data bank and paid people to be a part of a data bank, and now they're selling all of your genealogy data to a private company. Now, what is that private company going to do with your DNA? What was it really for? It says, man, I've known we've had beings, other sources since ET. Listen, the way the stuff is going on reality TV, I got to believe somebody is more intelligent out there than us, because this is getting ridiculous. Yeah, they tell us the truth in the form of entertainment, always. Yeah, after they got all of your DNA, these companies are being sold to private companies. Yes, because 23andMe was just hacked. And you see, here's the thing. Was it hacked or was it organized? Because what's going to happen? They're going to say, oh, we had a data breach. Sign up for this. We give you $60. when you decide to be a part of our, large lawsuit against the hack, and you get $60 and some kind of, credit counseling that you don't need, because I'm not losing credit information, I'm losing DNA information. You didn't offer me my DNA back before you sold the company. You sold my DNA as part of the company. I told people for years not to sign up for that stuff, because they were not telling people the truth about who they are and where they come from. I feel some kind of way because I'm on there and I know there's something strange about my DNA. Oh goodness, well, we're going to pray about that. We're going to ask your ancestors to deactivate it every time they look at it. Said Marvel movies aren't fiction. Lost Crown Game of the Year proved me wrong. Yeah, we're going into a point to where it said, oh my gosh, I did Ancestry back in 2016. And see, all of these companies, if you look them up now, all of them out of, I want to say, the last 2 years have been silently selling the companies. Same as, I was speaking to somebody earlier today, and we were talking about clinics and, as a woman, when you get a DNC, or, you go and have a procedure done, a lot of people don't pay attention that they make you sign a release of that DNA that they took out of your body so that they could use it for medical purposes. That's why you have some cultures that request that they keep, you know, the, what do you call it? The placenta and things like that. That's another reason why they ask to keep it, because it's ancient reasons behind everything that are protecting you today. Said I feel bad for everyone who did ancestry just to find out who they are. Well, you know, they never told anybody the truth about who they really were. Even if you were a white person, especially in westernized countries and countries that have westernized thinking, nobody knows the truth about who they really are. Not unless you were really tied in with, you know, the ancestry of your family, and you know, made it your business to talk to the older people. I said I was just about to do mine, even though my mom was very, very smart about this. What are they doing with our DNA? That's the question. Keeping recessive genes alive. It's even bigger than that, because once you do studies of genomes, you know how to attack, allegedly. So if you know that this group is prone to certain diseases, or this group is prone to certain, um, you know, issues, you can put them in situations to where you engineer and modify everything around them that they're predisposed to. I'm trying to pick my words. It keeps switching the analytics. Right, you can't ask the person who created the problem to sell you the solution. Correct. I watched a video where a man said that he ordered the kits and he actually took his dog's DNA, swiped the dog's mouth, and put it in the container and sent it off. And they sent it back and told him his dog was like 2/3 African American. I can't make this up. They didn't even pick up that it was canine DNA. They just, in the small print, when you have this done, they tell you that this is similar to astrology, like in the newspaper, even though astrology is a very real study, but they will tell you that it's similar to like fortune cookies or astrology. And that's in very small print, and people don't know that when they pay for this. See, and lineage is very important, because if you don't know who you are, you don't know where you actually come from, not just nationality, but you are your ancestors and your ancestors are you. If you have certain things from your ancestors that are gifts, that are blessings that they give to you, they could be laying recessive, and you don't know how to activate your DNA because you don't know who you are. That's another part of why we're not finding out who we really are. They say when they take your blood as a baby, if you're part of a certain bloodline, they come looking for you. I've heard that, Zesty Fireman. It definitely would be a way to follow you. My results keep changing. They said I'm from West Africa, but no links of any. Yeah, it's very, very intriguing, because once again, like, you know, bloodlines are extremely important, even for like people who work in alchemy. If you do, you know, some type of spell work on somebody and you don't know their lineage, and they come from a lineage of people who, like, Say, for instance, you do spell work on someone and then you find out that they are a descendant of Marie Laveau. You think Marie Laveau in the spirit realm is not going to not only counteract what you did, but come after you and your bloodline because you had no idea, once again, who this person was? So yeah, you it's a lot to why they lied to us about who we are, but they've been studying all around the world. I mean, you mean to tell me that they have over what 230 dogs listed as species across the world, but they only have four different types of people? We know that's not true. We have, especially with the admixtures through all the different groups, and they're still, saying there's only four different types of bone types and four different types of people. So I guess I have to speak with my ancestors personally. Because, child, I don't know who they are, but they show up every time. Listen, if you prayer works, you can even ask your angels to show you who you are, and they will help you find out. So can you get into where white people actually came from? you I mean, it's dependent on the group, because all white people genetically are not the same, just like we are all not genetically not the same. So it depends on the group that you're speaking on, because some people that we call white actually have melanation. So it depends on where they came from, how recessive the melanation is. Said the Mormon church keeps a massive amount of information, so they say about everyone who's ever been born. I've heard that, Zesty Fireman, and it would make sense, because when you get off into churches and possible cults, once again, blood becomes very important. And you get off into, the Catholic Church and over in Rome, blood is very important, because they know it's the key to life. And if they study the life that is within you, and the life that is within you, and the life that is within you, then they understand your people, and they could tie your people back generations and generations. They know when you do those tests, they can't tell you nothing by spitting in the tube. The lineage comes from the blood. All they doing is collecting gingivitis. Like the theory of Dr. Francis Scott had them being outcast albinos. It's a recession of for sure, it's a recession of melanation, but even with that, it depends on, like, when you go off into the bridge of the nose and the bone structure around the face, all of that feeds into the land from where people come from, because depending on the altitudes and where you come from, your nose is built a certain way that helps you better with breathing. If you were in lower altitudes, you didn't need that type of help with breathing, so your bone structure was different. Let's see, the UK people in England, particularly in the most invaded the nations on earth, there's no such thing as English person, really, and the elites are from other parts of Europe. Interesting point, Zesty Fireman, for sure. Say, go listen to Charleston White talk about the history of black people. He's 100% correct. Um, I'm not gonna say he's 100% correct without listening to it, because our history spans further back, way further back than the history that we've been given for this country. By the time we heard a history for this country, we had already been here millions of years. You got to ask, what was the name and what was the land mass before they changed the name and they changed the geographies of several different places. The maps have been changed countless of times around the world. So Francis Cress Westling also talked about this. Yeah, that's why lineage is so important. Like, when I hear, different groups speak and they speak about, like, let's say, the Hebrew Israelites, and they speak about Edomites. A lot of Israelites have no idea that there are Edomites that are this complexion and darker, because it's not just about the skin color, it's about the bloodline. You can be a black Edomite due to your bloodline. So I'm waiting to see the regular people comment. Yeah, that's why I tell anybody, if you go to the hospital and you see that they're getting ready to take your blood, ask questions. What test is this for? Is this standard? Okay, well, I know that when I came in here, I had X amount of, you know, quarts of blood. If you take this many, I will be depleted. Like, you have to start talking to them like that, because you need to know what's happening with your DNA. Because if they only need a certain amount to do testing, that blood is not changing literally every 2 hours. The blood that you got at 6 o'clock did not change when you came back at 8:30. Chicken wings. Yeah, they getting real inventive over here. Lord have mercy, y'all. What else y'all got for me? Because whew, these bots have mercy. Thank you. Like, here's another thing. A lot of religious leaders, depending on where they went to school for theology, they know all of this information and they've been instructed not to tell you, because once all of us get a certain information, there it eliminates who's on top and who's on bottom. Hey, Frosty. So your forever question is Clive. What you want to know about Clive, Avid Chatter? Outside of he 365 years old. Hey, Frosty. So what does it mean if someone tells you you come from an ancestral lineage of medicine women? What that means is you come from a lineage of people who either are spiritually very inclined, because most medicine people are, and these are people who were considered healers. They could take anything from the earth and use it to heal your mind, body, and soul. So if you come from a lineage of that, chances are you may be inclined to having a green thumb yourself, or you're someone that people can talk to and tell you their whole life story and they feel better after they talk to you. But medicine women were healers. What oxygen tank do they have him in? The same one Mr. Burns used to use. uh, let's see. What's with the what is it really with keeping certain demographics down for others at the top? Um, because they know that the secret is really about you. Once you know who you really are, they could never be on top because they don't want to share. Okay, he said, thank you so much. Sounds like you. Thank you for deleting that one, talking about how much was strip tease and you couldn't even spell it. Can I please read the relationship between Camel Face and Ye? How do you start trying to progress with your spiritual gifts when you're not educated to them? How did you learn? SFG, like I said, I pray a lot. I talk to the Most High and I talk to my angels all day. Like me and my angels, we really hang. Like I call my angels cloud side because they ganged up there. But like I talk to them all the time. The more that you speak to the Most High, and the more that you speak to your angels and you give them, the ability or permission, which is giving them charge, the more that they can do for you. So what I would suggest is communicate with God when you pray about um, showing you things and helping you to understand. Anything that you don't understand, I don't care how small it is, tell God, like, listen, I need help with this. I need to understand this. Can you open my understanding to this so that I can see this from the spiritual plane? And please send me angels that specialize in this information to help me open my eyes so that I can see, and it will start to happen. But I will say that if you are cleansing negative energy, it pays to be celibate, stay away from drinking and, any party favors during that time, because it makes it a lot easier for entities to attach to you and stay on you in that type of vibration, especially if you doing this, you're doing the grown folks. Whatever energy is on that person becomes your energy. And if they suffer from depression and all types of, like, curses and things like that, those things now attach to you and they feed off of you. So that definitely is a very vital way to keep your energy from being, you know, um, lower vibrational, because the more you sleep with multiple people, the harder it is to keep entities off of you. What does it mean when you visualize things and then it happens later? That's been happening to me a lot lately. Sweetheart, that's between the term deja vu and also having premonitions. So, Cashmere, it sounds like you're having premonitions. I would say pay very close attention to your dreams and your premonitions. And if anything negative comes to you, go to God and tell him, I cancel this assignment so that it doesn't come into fruition. Is a medicine person and witch doctor the same thing or a different meaning? Um, it can be the same thing, but here's the difference. Someone who works at a higher vibration is not going to do any dark work, period. Most medicine doctors work with the alchemy of the earth, like herbs and tinctures and things like that they create from nature to heal. So you don't. It's normally you don't see um, medicine women, men. You don't see them doing root work. They're healers. You have to be careful when you say witch doctor, because witch doctors can specialize in either putting roots on people or removing roots. It depends on what they decide to do. But if you need removal, always pray that you're sent to the right person, because you'll have somebody play with you. They'll remove just enough to make you come back and spend more money instead of just getting whatever it is off of you. So always, you know, ask questions, study, learn, read, and then when you read, cross-reference what you read, because anything that has truth to it, you're going to be able to find it several different times and it will align properly. Let's see. Said that's why I've been celibate. The energy exchange is no joke. I mean, right now you have a lot of people that got demons on them, like never before, because we're in an age to where you have to even be careful with the cartoons you allow your children to watch, because everything is so sexualized, and the reason why they do that is because the energy that attaches through sexual union. You can attach almost any type of spirit to anyone through, those types of activities. You said you hear that, Henny? Abstain and no drinking. Ooh, have mercy. It's a spiritual sleep I'm having. Well, spirit, anytime you go to sleep, you are elevating from your body, going into, the 5D and above. That's why you're always told to pray before you go to bed, so that you pray for the protection of your soul and your safety while you sleep, because you're vulnerable in your sleep. So I was told that having a mirror in my room was a portal for demons to come from that. Should I remove it or have someone to come do some ritual? I'm chilling. I have my doubts. You don't have to have anybody come to do a ritual. Mirrors and water are portals. That is very true. You can either cover the mirror, or I would say 2 to 3 times a week, make sure that you take some kind of vinegar water and clean the glass in the mirror and anoint the corners, like with like some kind of prayer oil, like a Archangel Michael oil or something like that, and it'll keep anything from coming in and out of those mirrors. No entity is gonna play with God's chosen if you tell your angels to stand guard, and that's the truth. I thought mirror reaching the bed was bad. I stay leaving out of my body when I'm asleep, would be floating. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people don't know they astral project when they sleep anyway. That's why I was saying it's very important for you to pray before you lay down to rest, because when you lay down to rest, you become vulnerable to everything that is in the spirit realm. So you always want to pray prayers of protection over yourself while you sleep, and that you'll make safe passage through the night into the morning, because you are spiritually vulnerable when you sleep. Oh, there go the fire truck. Let's see. Let me see what else y'all got for me. If y'all have anything else for me, I'm going to get out of here. Said thank you for this. I'm not religious, but I pray to the universe. Well, see, here's the thing. Being religious and spiritual are two different things. There's a bunch of people in church that are religious and they are not right spiritually. So it's important for us to have our spirit right. Say here lately, my energy won't let me sleep at night. I don't know why. Um, when you have different shifts with the moon, a lot of times the moon affects, the water in your body and the polarity of your body. So that affects your sleep as well, especially if you're somebody that is an intuitive. The moon can definitely affect your sleep. Kathy White's case. Okay. The mirror is like a part of the dresser. Hold on. The mirror is like a part of the dresser that came with the apartment, so I can't remove it. But I have faith God won't let demons come at me unless I'm supposed to show them the wrath of God's child. Well, sweetie, you don't have to remove it. Just make sure you clean it like 2 to 3 times a week with vinegar water, and it will repel negative energy, period. Did you speak on Bay's new album cover? Her face and expression is so sullen, and why her and Megan have the snake symbol at the same time. We spoke on the snake symbol. I didn't speak about her album cover. I thought it was interesting that she called it a Cowboy Carter. It's like, why not Cowgirl Carter? Unless tapping into a masculine entity, but I don't know. No, I didn't. Another person asking, did I read her album name? No, I didn't. Do you use Palo Santo? I do. Palo Santo versus Sage. Like Sage clears all energy, Palo Santo balances energy. So if you use Sage, yes, Sage will remove all energy from a room, but Palo Santo balances the energy. So it would be like a spiritual probiotic, if that makes sense. My grams warned me about the dangers of astral plane possibly getting stuck outside of your body. Well, that's what we were talking about earlier about people being very careful about the spiritual energy that they deal with, because if you don't know what you're doing, you end up in trouble. Kathy and Kim finna team up on Diddler. Thank you for your teaching. Oh, you're welcome, Princess Pooh. Said my mirror is always covered. It feels like something is watching me. Nikki H, get you either some Florida water, or get you some pure white vinegar and water and spray that mirror down and pray over it. So let's tap into the Kathy Karina White, Coriana White, I think that's her name. Haunted Tarot, Haunted House Tarot is the deck I'm going to use for her. Show me the energy around her case. Okay, so Five of Wands. Five of Wands is the card of being physically attacked. Good, so you stay with Florida water. Okay, so interesting enough, this is, the woman with the key to the door. This is someone who let her attack her in, allegedly. She opened the doors. Uh, Five of Wands to Five of Swords. Y'all. Now, I want to see how intuitive you are to pick this up, because Five of Swords is harsh communication. But I want you to pay attention to what comes after the harsh communication. Oh, you're welcome, Zesty Fireman. Nisha, you can order Florida water on Amazon and look around for a couple of different vendors, because you could probably get like a case. It depends on if you get 6 to 12 for around like anywhere from like 30 something and up. I usually order it by the case. This is the one I get. It said that has a nurse on the card. So I want you to pay attention. This is okay, this would be arguing with someone who could possibly be like a nurse or a caretaker. But as you see this is someone who's supposed to be a holy figure. This is like an exorcism, like the power of Christ compels thee. Okay? Okay, yeah, Etsy has it too. Y'all. So here it is. You've got this moon here that represents the secret, 7 of swords, like sneaking to take an opportunity that's going to be a shift that comes in. This falls under the 5 of wands, which means being physically assaulted, possibly attacked. And then here it is. This is the card of the King of Cups. And this King of Cups is falling under, hoo-wee, y'all. This is a deep rabbit hole. Because I remember when they talked about everybody that was in Vegas. We know who the King of Cups usually is that shows up in everything. This was also somebody she was tied to when they would visit Vegas. Nisha, what are you talking about, sweetie? Never mind, I'll go back later. Yeah, so they have water. Okay, so they have Florida water at Walmart. I didn't even know they had it at Walmart now, but then again, I don't go to Walmart that often anymore. Okay, so you got the 7 of swords here. This is somebody that's being very sneaky and manipulating, and this comes right after the King of Cups. Ace of Swords, and I'm not going to speak about what this person is doing, but it's like this truth ended up becoming this person's downfall, okay? This truth ended up causing them harm. And this was a wish fulfillment. So allegedly, it looks like somebody brought her harm for the truth that she was going to tell. And the way that they did it, this was somebody she was very comfortable with, somebody who she had been around for a while. Okay, so this is the Fool and the 5 of Cups. So this is like the leap of faith that she took, being able to share this story, this information. It's like she wanted to get away, but it was too late. It ended up causing her deep sympathy and regret. Yeah, this is her right here opening the door for the person who brought harm to her. 5 of Wands. We got the King of Cups here. Now, we know who the King of Cups here. You know, we'll say, what did y'all call them? Depop. Notice how these two, they keep popping up around each other, right? Mr. Camel's right-hand man. If you were Claudia, what would you say? I mean, I want you to honestly think about, if you were in her position, what would you say? What could you say? Because we see what happened to this person who was telling their truth. Like I said, I'm not going to speak about what this person is doing with that blade, but we see what happened with this person is telling the truth. I thought it was MB, Captain Camel's sidekick. That's interesting. Um, Claudia is, I mean, we definitely see a Seven of Swords, but at the end of the day, with the truth that she was going to share, it was going to be detrimental. Either way it goes. She want to live too. She don't want to perish for her truth. So you got the Queen of Wands here and the Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Now pay attention. Queen of Wands is, you know, definitely someone that is in high visibility, someone that is very attractive, or someone that is a leader of industry and attractive, someone who could be in the industry because of their looks or how they make people look. And then you've got this Knight of Wands, meaning somebody was pursuing them for adult favors. Yeah. Now, Eight of Pentacles is a work card. Look at what the depiction is for work. Y'all see this? Look at what had to be done for someone to gain from work. I see Joanne, yeah. She perished the day after Labor Day. Ain't that a day that considers work? Y'all see this? That's an offering giving. Offering given. And that offering was taken by somebody who was a Knight of Wands, somebody who was rushing in, you know, with that 1-2. Somebody coming in with that stick game. Yeah, and a powerful giving is a new energy like a baby. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this, because this is the card of heartbreak, okay? Three of Swords. But look at what's happening that's bringing the heartbreak. Well, these are the last three cards out, y'all. Knight of Wands, the person who coming in to, you know, for the short time, not the long time, who's offering something for work. Eight of Pentacles. Look at what happens after the offering. Jesus, I'm a medium. I've been this way my whole life. Yeah. Ten of Wands, the weight of the world. Now you see what's happening to this person. This person is at the stakes. Look what's happening to them. Being betrayed by the person you love. Ten of Swords over the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck. Now, this is a card of infinity. Notice this lady is in the mirror. Okay? This represents a trapped spirit. And they trap this spirit to bring back the balance, justice. They sowed this seed for a larger harvest so that they could end up at the top with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. You see? Energy from the past, mother and daughter. Remember somebody just said something about, you know, the gift of a child? Nine of Wands. This is the card of somebody who's been brutalized over and over and over again. The Hermit. Caught her by herself. Caught her at home by herself. This is looking like allegedly they were going to leave her to look like she harmed herself, but she wasn't going for it. So, looks like she fought back, allegedly. Crazy how that went. They were going to make it look like she harmed herself, but she fought back. Yep, Five of Cups. Deep sympathy and remorse over an opportunity. Three of Wands that turned out to be an unrequited offer. So it looks as cut as, well, I can't say it looks as cut and dry as it is, but the bigger picture, her truth brought her to an end. I think had she have done the interview without warning, you know, him that she was going to do the interview, she could possibly still be here. So what about Blue Cantrell? I'll do blue and then I'll tap out. Blue will be my last one. Funny that you should bring her up, because I was thinking about doing a full reading on blue, and I've been listening to Hit 'em Up Style and till I'm gone for the last couple days. I asked because of the, okay. Why, thank you, Jesus. Okay, there we go. Show me the energy around Blue Cantrell. Okay, so she started off with the Wheel of Fortune. That was going to bring her temperance, balance through a new beginning. Seven of Wands. This is somebody who had to fight, you know, for what they believed in. She was standing up for herself over the truth. Notice how this Knight of Wands keeps popping up. Now, Captain Camel Face is a fire sign. But everybody that he's dealing with, that he allegedly is dealing with, that he should not be dealing with, he comes up as the Ace of Wands. So why would she be fighting to defend herself and the truth from this person? Okay, so this represents engagement and marriage. Okay, so here we go. We're getting off into the moon because the moon falls under temperance. She needs balance from a new beginning attached to things that are secret, things that are not known to the public. Okay, so this is like defending yourself through a hierarchy of family, because Seven of Wands falls under this Ten of Cups, Eight of Swords. Once she told the truth, it was like she was under attack instantly. Knight of Swords falls under the Knight of Wands. So this is like he warned her about running her mouth or something that she was saying. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody came to her and warned her about something that she was saying to this couple, this couple that was supposed to be married. Two of Wands. It was a choice that was made. Y'all, you got this Temperance through a new beginning with the moon and the High Priestess. Allegedly, that's higher magic. She escaped to get away because she felt like somebody was putting something on her that was affiliated with this couple, this married couple, okay? So this is like she's feeling like she had to escape this family. Oh, thank you, Onyx Queen. Yeah, she had to get out the way of this family. Well, definitely he wanted blue, but this is saying that somebody who is into alchemy, whose family does things in the dark and not in the light, allegedly may have been sending energy to her, okay? And it's like she had to defend herself against this family over a choice that she made. Hold on. Yeah, I'll give you. Okay. So it'd be some weird stuff. Sometimes I have to get a picture of what's being said to me. I wonder if that's why the singer Maya left the industry too, because of that couple. Maya is independent, but she definitely said that she faced some things that were very unsavory, that weren't safe for sure. And she had the right to sue her label for leaking her album globally, and she felt that it was safer for her to just go independent. So that says a lot. That's very weird. Why would you name your child after your man's other woman, though? Listen, I thought it was very strange when she said that baby was named after the blue ivy tree in Croatia. And first thing I started thinking about was, you sure it wasn't Blue that he was in a relationship with? And when the fans kept saying it, they never discussed the baby's name again. Page of Pentacles. So, these attacks came upon her. They wanted her to relinquish what she said. They wanted her to be sorry. Knight of Cups. And for whoever said that he wanted blue, Nisi, I think that was you. You've got the Knight of Wands, which is him coming in passionately towards her. Him coming in to talk to her, and him coming to offer her his cup, which means he was trying to court blue, allegedly. But here we go. This juggling ended up being an unrequited offer for a cups for the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles represents earth signs, so y'all should know who that is. And she inflicted judgment and decided to bring her to an end. The world in judgment. Yes, and when she didn't deny kissing him. So next thing you know, this Two of Cups, they ended up getting married. But look at this. This is showing he's still juggling, allegedly. And here's where I had to bring it all to an end. And the Hermit. So he was told that he had to leave her alone, but he hadn't stopped dealing with her, allegedly, after they got married. Which is super messed up because the baby didn't come until after they got married. So how far down the line was it that you were dealing with her and you had the baby named Blue? Y'all, this is crazy. You got one chick who allegedly has what might be blunt force trauma to the head that was said was an aneurysm. And even that paperwork is questionable. And then you got this one who you never got over, and your baby is allegedly possibly named after her. And you were still dealing with this chick while you were allegedly married. So I don't understand sending all the energy to the women and not giving him any. It said in the baby, questionable. Well, Wendy Williams made sure we watched that footage of that stomach folding like a Dixie plate at least 20 times. I'll never forget that interview as long as I live. Yeah, it sure is justice for us. And it's only about to get more and more intriguing. 2024 is like we have walked into a fun house and then found out when you thought you were leaving out of the fun house, there's a whole forest of mystery animals on the other side of this fun house. And it's just the beginning. We're about to watch everybody unravel. Said maybe, yeah, he's immune from stuff. That's stuff sent towards him. Not for too long. Listen, that stomach did fold like a Dixie plate. Go back and watch it. I'd never forget it. I thought that reporter deserved an Emmy, an Oscar, or whatever they had to give, because he straight pretended like he didn't see it. Say, I'm going to buy abandoned popcorn. We need something stronger. Listen, I'm telling you, it is, y'all. I keep telling y'all, it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. And this isn't just stuff that you're going to see in celebrity life. You're going to see this in home life and family life and politics and church. We're going to see all these people shift and fall in every possible way that you could think of. The negative energy is being phased out. And people who have gotten away with things for 20 and 30 and 40 years, the next 2 years, they will start to be held accountable for it. folded like a chair at the cookout. Listen, I will never forget that interview as long as I live, because I mean everything about it, the way she walked out in them shoes, the way she tried to sit down with her knees together, and then the stomach was the coup de grace, and it did this like Pac-Man. I was done. Said Krishan is exposing whack and Bowden right now, LOL. That's all we keep seeing is exposure. Listen, I kept telling y'all that Krishan was going to have to get sober, because at the end of the day, they want that baby. They know her baby is the key to getting everything from her. So Kathy White's story is everywhere right now. Listen, her story needs to be everywhere right now. And these stories are literally going to be like, strings that are attached to other stories. And as you get information come out on this story, you'll see how it ties into this one, and this one. So Kathy asked Kim P. Standard, hey, going back to physical CDs, music industry finna flip again. I don't think we're gonna go back to CDs, but it needs to flip again so that the artists can have control over their own art. And when people have control over their own art, they won't mess around and do things that they have to regret later. So basically, it's the other lady's baby with the other lady's name. Nisha. Ooh, Nisha. It definitely feel that way. It definitely feel that way. Kathy had Kim P standing with her. Listen, Kim P ain't coming to play. She gonna get her justice one way or the other, because she wants to make sure that her children are safe, and she don't like the situations he's been putting her children in. So I keep telling y'all, this veil is extra thin, and this veil is going to, the little bit that's left, this sheer curtain that we got called the veil, it's about to just blow away with the wind. Y'all, listen. Y'all gonna look back at some of the stuff that we talked about another year or two from now and be like, look at that. And it's high time that the system falls down. It needs to. Is it possible Solo was the surrogate? That was supposed to be my last one. I'm only gonna pull a couple of cards and I'm done. All I know is the person whose stomach folded like a Dixie plate, I definitely don't believe was the one. Okay. Solo the surrogate. You got the fool and you got the magician. So that's not saying she was a surrogate, but that definitely means there was a leap of faith to pull a bait and switch on people, because the magician makes you believe in what you can't see versus what you can. Okay, so let's see. We got the Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's a whole lot of anxiety with them around this question. The Empress. Y'all. The Devil, the Empress. This is, y'all, this is getting to be some real weird. Hold on. The Magi, the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Nine of Cups. Y'all, if this don't say a wish fulfillment done in secret through some kind of sorcery, I believe she's been pregnant, but that wasn't it. Yeah, the Magician and the High Priestess. Whoo, how in the world? Look, These are the last two that fell out. Okay? Last two that fell out. Empress and the Magician, bottom of the deck. High Priestess. Yeah, y'all pulled a y'all pulled a fast one for sure. Good night, good night, good night. Oh, goodness gracious. They pulled a fast. Y'all just watched me shuffle. Whoo! Y'all just watched me shuffle. The Magician, the Empress, and the High Priestess. Oh, it was done in the dark. King of Wands. We know who the King of Wands is. Oh my goodness gracious. Secret. Y'all. Hold on. Just in case. I don't want to be messing with me, flagging me. Six of Pentacles and the Lovers. Now, Lovers also represents decisions, making a choice. Six of Pentacles. Somebody was paid very handsomely. I'm going to close this out right here because this is the line between good and evil. The Lion of Judah and the devil. And this Lion of Judah falls under the Nine of Swords. No rest for the weary, no rest for the wicked. Y'all. Said I tested out. I was pregnant around that time, and my belly did not do that. Listen, you can have gas in your stomach, ain't gonna do that. Especially not nobody that's that far pregnant. She was supposed to be second trimester. Second trimester, your stomach is in the middle of your legs when you sit down. You can't even close your knees. Page of Pentacles under the Magician with the Three of Cups. Look at this. Didn't he say I love girls, 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 girls I do adore? You done breadcrumbed and now you got to apologize to three women. Ain't we talking about a circle of three women? Y'all. Yeah, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Many are called, but only few are chosen. That is so true. Yeah. This is crazy. And I want y'all to pay attention. These ain't regular women either. These are like, I don't know the other women's signs. I know that blue is a Pisces, which would make sense. But these are like mermaids and possible sirens, which also represent some kind of work that is done through an outer region. Which deck is this? This is the Idolist Tarot. You can find this on Amazon. I think it's on sale right now. It's like it is one of those finds that's under $20. It may still be $10 if I'm not mistaken. We know what that is, Angel, and you don't have to tell us, like I said. But she looked like her mama. Oh, this, y'all. Y'all. Look at this. All this stuff being illuminated around the proposal and the marriage. Illuminated with the Lovers. It's tell me this ain't about business. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Had to protect the business. I'm gonna tell y'all another thing that I found that was quite interesting as well. She never stopped dyeing her, well, not even just dyeing, she never stopped bleaching her hair when she got pregnant. And for my ladies in here, you know, if you have ever been pregnant or had a child, a lot of times your hormones will not allow the color to take when you do processing on your hair. So they tell you not to do it anyway, because your hormones change so much that you can't even dye or process your hair the way you normally would, because the hormones don't allow your hair to process. And it's supposed to be, especially bleach, it's supposed to be dangerous towards the fetus until you get into the third trimester. So just, whoo, goodness gracious. So y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. I love y'all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love y'all. And to my ladies that are holding it down as moderators, y'all truly are doing the work of God, because they are sending bots from all corners of the earth. Goodness gracious. Did you read on Drake and Lotto's little sister yet? That was earlier. And whoo. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love all y'all back. Yes, same time next week. And I'm going to go ahead and check my emails for anybody who wants to be on the panel. Once again, it's in the comments. I pinned the comment where you can email me to get on the panel for next week through, not Station Head. I can't remember the name of it, y'all. I'm tired. But yeah, we're going to do a panel, and I'll be able to email people out a link to the panel so that we can, you know, do a panel next week and have up to like 12 different people. Because I think if we get to do the panel, it would make it more interactive, and we can still skip the process with some of these bots down here, because it looks like they're here to stay. So since they're here to stay, we got to get out here and, you know, be a little creative with how we communicate. And I love being able to tap in with you guys, and to tap in to do a panel, I think would be great, because I do really good in real time talking to people. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Good night. I will see y'all all here next Wednesday, and I will be dropping readings. I want to say between Sunday, what is it? Between Friday to Monday. So anytime in between there, I'm going to start putting out some readings, especially Mr. Garcia, because that's something that I have to give full attention to, because he made some very hefty claims, and from what I could see spiritually, they were trying to initiate him and he fought back. So we're gonna tap in. But I'll talk to y'all soon. Everybody be blessed and have a wonderful evening. See y'all next week.